My story, it was that here in Assisi, with the major of Assisi, friends of mine, we thought we have to help the world for peace. Then was President of the United States, was Ronald Reagan, and we said, we have to go there and in Russia and the Soviet Union to say to them, why don't you make peace? But we didn't have any way out. But in one time, we could go to the States, and we had a ticket for I think 5 days, 5 or 6 days, no more. And we could meet the president of the secretary of the United Nations. We went even to San Francisco and Los Angeles. You know that Los Angeles has the name of Santa Maria degli Angeli. And we went to Washington, D.C., and we went to the Pope representative, telling him, we want to speak to the president. He said, a head of state usually needs 6 months' time to have a meeting with him, and you came 2 days ago, and you have to leave.
I remember somebody else that did a story like that. Francis did that. He went to the Pope.
Yes, but we went to the sanctuary of the National Shrine of Our Lady in Washington D.C. And there we met a man, a priest who knew Italian, who loved us, and he preached. These people came here because they want to speak about peace with the president. Okay. We left the church. I phoned to the friary in Washington. They answered, GianMaria, we had a news that tomorrow morning the president will receive you. Maybe I don't understand well English. I asked them when. It was true. It was true. And the president that day had to be in Ohio. It was Washington Day. The day afterwards, the ambassador of Italy came with a car, a big car, no? We went to the White House, and we sit in a little place. No, I thought we are waiting for. At once the door was open. It was the Oval Office, and President Reagan got up and came to us. I have a photo. Have you? No, have you seen the photo?
Well, we can bring it.
Yeah.
Simona has it. But all of that was so you. First day that you went to UN, then you had, what days was but that you saw the
fourth.
Was right. And then what did you tell him? What did you tell him?
We came to him and we said to him, why instead of fighting with Soviet Union, why you don't speak to them and stay as a friend? We have in Assisi a place, a good place, and you stay there. And first of all, you can speak about your families. No, your family thinking that what you are doing this year, it will be for your son, for your nephew, no, for the people.
generation.
Yeah, next generation of your family too. And so we spoke about it. And he said, we put your ideas on a think tank. Think tank. And I cannot say to you, it was very kind. For instance, what is strange, I had something here with the name Peace Country, no? And it was, come si dice un ago?
It's a needle.
A needle, not to, I said, Bishop Padre, can I give it to you? And he said, okay. I put on his jacket.
A needle on the president.
You have to see that the first time I met with the only the ambassador of Soviet Union in Assisi, I came for the handkerchief, and the police blocked me.
Right.
And there I could put on president.
And they didn't put you in jail.
Yeah. We came back to Italy, and the Russian ambassador said to us, you can go to Moscow too. And after a few days, we went even to Moscow.
But is it because the Russian ambassador heard that you went?
Yeah,
and
of
then
course.
say, hey,
Oh,
you can go there too, right?
yes,
Yeah,
of course.
right. It was a
Of course, no,
response,
because
you know what I mean?
everyone knew the television and so on.
Became a big news.
And we went there, and we were as great people, because in our car, and all cars stopped on the way, because we said, if the people can know how stupid people are in this car, and so we could speak to the leader of the. It was Andropov. Andropov, who died 3 or 4 days before. So we spoke with the president, the vice president, who became president, president, and we stayed a lot with him. And then he helped us, spoke with us. And after 2 or 3 months, our Prime Minister of Italy went to Moscow, and there was Gorbachev there. And he came from Moscow and called us. He came in Assisi because he said that Gorbachev wanted to know what the reason why you came there and spoke. And I wrote the reasons, and he came to St. Francis Basilica, and we gave it to the ambassador of the Soviet Union, and afterwards they had 7 meetings, 7 meetings. We were present in Switzerland, not inside, but around there. And we told them, the first meeting you have to do, it have to be only you, the two of you. The two presidents, speaking only about your son, your nephew, your wife, and have to speak about this. The day afterwards, you will speak about politics. But the first meeting, you have to stay only. They, for 7 times, have done such.
I didn't get where did they meet? Where did the meetings occur? Here in Assisi or in?
No, the presidents meet in Sweden, in Switzerland.
Okay.
In Switzerland. In Switzerland. But we came there, not with them, of course, as people interesting.
So the meeting, the summit of peace that started with the idea of these two stupid people, Padre GianMaria, Polidoro, and
we were four.
four stupid people, that you had that idea. Wow. So the Summit of Peace started from...
Yes, because what I think, that if you go to a great man, a very important man, they are used to hear this came to ask me for something, for for commercial things, for something important. But we went only to give them a loaf of bread made by the sister of Santa Chiara, saying only them, listen, why don't you work on this way? No. And it was a shock for them because they never maybe received some people who had nothing to ask. Nothing to ask, nothing. No beautiful things, no money, nothing. Only to give you this message and give you a piece of bread. Nothing. And maybe this was a shock for them. After Reagan sent to me the photo with his sign to GianMaria. And this has been something, my first link with the States.
The first link with peace, with working
Peace,
for peace.
yes, of course. Afterwards, some of them are alive, so I cannot say words, the names. Some people from the States, united with some people from Tunisia, came to me and said, why do you don't want to go to Gaddafi, to speak to Gaddafi about the Lockheed? Lockheed was an American airplane who was fired. Yeah. Not good. And I said, if I can go, I will go. And so I went to Gaddafi on his tent. He was very, very kind, very kind. And I spoke to him. I have, after Gaddafi sent the, come si può dire, a report from our speaking to President Bush. No, I have the copy.
He sent it to President Bush.
Yeah.
Conversation with the two
Yeah.
of you.
He sent to Bush,
Summer.
and he sent even to me the copy in Arabic and in English. I have in my room. And so I could speak to him, and when, after some years, when he was killed, before he was killed, I sent and said, please, I can go again, if you, but no one wanted to do. And so I knew that he was killed.